This is my reading vlog, as you've clicked on. I'm going to be reading 4 books in this video. I know, surprise, surprise, I'm even surprised I read that much. Now the books I'm going to be reading, I'll scoot over so you can see it on this part, is Book of Night by Holly Black, Hotel Magnifique by Emily J. Taylor. I read The Girl Who Belonged to the Sea by Catherine Quinn. And finally, I read One Piece Volume 1, the manga by Ichiro Oda. Now, each of these books are very different in their aesthetic or their themes going on. None of them are like profound books by any means, but they're just fun, and I just wanted to pick them up because they've been on my TBR for a while, or I just wanted to get a kick out of reading at them. I went thrift shopping at local bookstores with my friend. We went near her town, and we walked along, saw some shops and did our thing, and then I also did some baking in this video, some casual reading. So without further ado, let's get on with this video. That was a long ass intro. Okay, little book update is that I have to DNF Book of Night now. Hate to say it, but this book is just not it. It really isn't. I've read only 50 pages of it, and it is Boresville for me, guys. It is not intriguing to me whatsoever. For me, there is a clear lack of world building going on. There has been little to no mention of what is the shadow magic and its purpose and how it really is integrated with people's lives, and what these gloomists are. I don't know what that is. Like, everything about the magic system is very vague, and I don't know how the plot is going because I've only read 50 pages of it. Like, it might be explained later on, but I'm not intrigued into the plot and like where the story is heading enough to continue to find out. Like, it's just pretty boring to me. I know Holly Black is like really good and she's pretty popular within the booktube community because she has written the Cruel Prince series, and I love that series, I really do. But her adult fantasy series, it's just not it. It really isn't. For me, like, there are much better adult fantasy stories out there that I'd much rather read than this. I hate to say it, it's just not something I want to dedicate my time to reading further when knowing I probably won't even like it. So I decided to DNF this. Okay, update on Hotel Magnifique. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm on page 35, chapter 4. I actually really like it so far. It's actually really good. If I were to equate it to some other book, this is literally like another version of Caraval. So if you like Caraval, I think you would actually really enjoy it because it has a similar vibe to it. You have like sisters who are seeking to achieve a better life for themselves, but also have this dream of attending something special, this grand event that usually reappears once or in a while, in a couple years. And this one for Johnny and Zosa, I think that's her name, Zora? Zosa. It is Hotel Magnifique because they can find work and pay for their living wages and like all these other things that just make sense. And I just like the whole imagery of the world. I like it. It's fun. So far in the book, all we've gotten to the point is, this isn't spoiler either way, so you're good. What happens is that the younger sister, Zosa, got a contract to attend Hotel Magnifique as one of their employees, while the older sister, Johnny, she did not. But she found a way to convince the doorman, the handsome guy in this case, to allow her to go in with her sister because she doesn't want to leave her since she is so young. And so I know it's going to follow some kind of trope where something happens to the younger sister and then the older sister has to do something to save her. It's very Caraval-esque. And yeah, I'm just going to continue. Okay, update. I'm on page 60 of Hotel Magnifique now. We've learned some more things about the main character, which is Johnny, the older sister. And I don't know if I like her a lot just because she seems like a very selfish and kind of greedy person. Like, she keeps mentioning how she's jealous of her sister because her sister got in to Hotel Magnifique based on her own talent while Johnny did not, and she had to like find her way through luck using Belle to get in. But overall, you know, it's cute. I haven't read too much into it, so not a lot of like big things happened yet, but we're seeing more interactions with her and Belle, which I like. I'm wondering how this is gonna go. If it's anything how I'm predicting, it's probably gonna be very Scarlett and Julian-esque, like Caraval. So if it is like that, I'm gonna be very excited and happy. We'll see. I'm on page 117 now of Hotel Magnifique. It's going good. I just have to say something that although I like the plot and like the whole setting of the book, it's very magical, fairy tale, whimsical-esque, very Caraval-like. Although the main character, Johnny, not so much. Like, every time she has some interaction with Belle, she always says, "Oh my god, I hate you." You barely know the guy. Like, you can't, like, this is what annoys me, is that when authors, I guess, start or like foreshadow a certain relationship to begin between certain people, like they try to build that like angst and tension up between them by saying they hate each other for literally no reason. Like, she literally has no reason to hate the guy. He's just trying to do his job. Other than this book, I did start to read another book. I don't remember the name, but I started reading it and it's pretty good. I read just the prologue. But I'm gonna get to it soon. Hopefully I finish it within a few days because I'm simultaneously reading this as well. And yeah, let's just go on with this video. Okay, reading update. I'm on page 200 now of Hotel Magnifique. Literally every page, whenever Belle is in the sequence or the scene, he always, like, the author always uses the word, "he's stilled." Can we use a bit more creative vocabulary here? Like, yeah, once in a while it's fine, but literally every time she mentions something mysterious to him, he stills. Other than that, there was a cute scene between them. You know, he got injured and she literally ensued chaos in order to save him by getting the gold paste thingy. But that was cute. That's kind of all I have to say. Let's keep going. So, yeah, I'm on page 223 of the book. This girl is literally going to be the end of me. I don't like her at all. I like Belle. Belle's good. Basically, some shit went down. She's getting in loads of trouble. And instead of thanking Belle for literally saving her, well, sort of saving her, or at least like finding her a better option, she's like, well, you're just standing there doing nothing to help me. I thought you would help me. And like, I thought we meant more to each other. I was like, bro, this whole time you were like always saying you hated the guy, and now you're like, she doesn't make any sense to me. And that's the problem. If we changed her character more in this book, I think it would be a lot more likable, to be quite honest. Belle, on the other hand, he's literally doing his best for her sake, and he doesn't get the time of day for this. He don't get paid enough to deal with her crap, honestly. I'm gonna finish it today. It's not that much more, but yeah. Like, literally, he's like, you're not nothing to me. That's precisely the problem. Yes, she is the problem. Okay. Okay, hi, I went for a haircut, so that's why my hair looks different, but I finished Hotel Magnifique. It was actually pretty good in the end. I don't know what to say. Like, I think other than the main character, I couldn't really connect with her. I didn't really like her, but she did improve in the end. But it's very much like, if you like Caraval, you will like this book too. It's very fun, whimsical. It has that kind of mystique and like mystery aspect to it, where you kind of want to know the secrets of why the main ringleader is doing all these things to his employees and all these other things, and it's just that thing that you just want to find out more and more as you read. It's a cute book. I think it's something that is good for more of the younger end of YA, just because it's has that kind of more whimsical feel, fairy tale-esque like themes like Caraval. Generally, I think it's fun. The romance is cute at the end. We see it progress more, but yeah, overall rating, I think I'd give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. About that. That's kind of my thing. Do I recommend it? Yes, I think I would. But I also started the other book, which is The Girl Who Belonged to the Sea by Catherine Quinn, if I'm getting it right. I had high hopes for this book. It ain't it. It ain't it. Oh my gosh. Like, I thought it would be like a cute pirate romancy, like new adult type of story. But it reads more like fan fiction, to be quite honest. Like, there is a clear lack of relationship development. It feels very much like insta love, and it's very much built on physical attraction, which is the worst kind. And to top it off, there is like minimal to little no world building going on at all, and that just sucks. So that's just kind of my thing. I'm on like page 118ish. I'm reading it on my phone, but yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. Yeah, I'll update you if I have any more, interesting ideas to spill. This book is, it just feels like badly written fan fiction at this point. Like, there's lack of world building, the plot doesn't make sense, and she's supposed to be a prisoner, and yet she's given all these choices and like freedom of choice, and I feel like there's a lack of pirate influence in this story. Like, it's supposed to be centered around this idea of piracy and all this other stuff, but I feel like there is a clear lack of that. And not to mention, like I said, the romance is totally love at first sight type of thing that clearly is romance first, plot second in this book. Oh well, let's finish this book. So I'm back from my little haul, or like my adventure. I went out with my friend today. So we went to like a couple thrift stores and I found some books. So the first things first is that she has returned my Folk of Air trilogy. Yes, it's right here. I'm so excited to have it back because I need it on my shelves. It makes me feel comfortable. This is one of the first series that really got me into reading. I do recommend, but it's not meant for everyone. Let me say, a lot of people, like, it's either hit or miss. Either you love it or you hate it. Much like the opinion on Cardan's tail. Most people don't like his tail. I like his tail, okay? It's cute. It's a cute quirk of his. Anyway, so the books I obtained from this little thrifting haul, it was only 2. There were a lot of really good finds there, let me tell you. But I'm trying to save my budget on some other things I'm hoping to buy, but I did find 2 things that I really liked. First things first is One Piece Volume 1. I found it for like $9. Normally it's like 11 to like 15, but it was on sale at a thrift store and I found it and I was so happy. One Piece is so worth it. I'm posting like a little spiel on it later in this video, so just skip to that part if you want to know more about One Piece. Okay, the next one I found was The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. But this one is a very much loved story. This and 1,000 Splendid Suns. This is a historical fiction type of novel, and this has really great comments on it, like really raving reviews on this book. Update, I finished The Girl Who Belonged to the Sea. 2 out of 5 stars for me. No, it wasn't it. There's so many things that were just not right about that book. They keep calling Bash a pirate when really there's nothing piratey about him. Pirates as the name implies, commit piracy, criminal activity, and they sail the open waters to do whatever they want, basically. This guy is a king. He is not a pirate by literal definition. The only thing maybe remotely piratey about him is the fact that he actually sails on a boat from time to time. And I just thought there would be a lot more scenes where they would be on the open ocean, you know, discovering treasures and like doing all these things with Margaret in tow. Nope, didn't happen. Other things is that in the very beginning, it was very insta-love. And I was like, oh my god, it's one of these books. It's like a fan fiction. It literally is. And the romance was just not developed right. Very insta-love. Like the guy falls first. It was like, no, not having it. So that went okay. World building, more like lack thereof. There really wasn't much explanation for the magic system, whatever magic there was. For like transitioning between these scenes didn't make sense. And the fact that Margaret's supposed to be a prisoner aboard his island or whatever, and he's basically like giving her all this freedom and chance to do this and that. I'm like, what's the point? Yeah, so that's just kind of my thing about it character-wise. I don't really like any of them. They're not that great. They don't have much depth to them, like any of them. There's just nothing special about the characters. They feel very one-dimensional, bland, nothing special. Like, it's very tropey in a sense. Like, it's very predictable. Like, that's like generally all I can tell you, but that concludes that bit. But I have started another book because I bought it the other day. As you saw, I'm going to read One Piece Volume 1. Now, as you know, I am an avid anime watcher. I've already watched One Piece. I'm caught up with everything, even the manga. I just have this book because it's more like of a nostalgic thing. I don't own any manga, and since this is one of my favorites, I figured, you know, I might as well own the first and last volume. Because I ain't buying all the other 200 ones, okay? I'm already broke as it is. This will put me in debt if I buy the rest of the series. So book 1, I'm just going to read quickly because, you know, it's a quick and fun read. And yeah, just keep going. So a lot of people ask, is One Piece really that worth it? Is it worth spending my time and energy to commit to over 1,000 episodes or chapters, whatever you like to watch or read? Is it worth it? Yes, it absolutely is. There's a reason why millions of people around the world are so committed and attached to this story, is because the characters, the world building, the magic system, the plot itself, it's so captivating and so relatable in a sense, because there are a lot of things going for One Piece that are very much timeless and generational, that is very much mirrored and we see in our real world today. And I'm going to generally go on. So the first thing is the synopsis. It's a piratey type of story where you have our main character, this guy with the straw hat. His name is Monkey D. Luffy. He leaves his hometown in order to become the king of the pirates. That's his dream. And the former king of the pirates, Gold Roger, who died 20 years ago, left a treasure behind called the One Piece. So that's why the story is called One Piece. That's the treasure he left on an island. Nobody really knows about where it is. And that's where this whole great pirate era starts. So that's where our story literally begins. This starts from him leaving his village. Now, from then on, you see him go through all these trials and tribulations, meeting new people, enemies, gaining friends, his crew, and all this whole thing starts to begin. But there's so much more to this story than just what I've literally mentioned in the past 30 seconds. A lot of real world elements are incorporated into this book. And what I mean is that each arc usually focuses on like some big idea in the story, whether that's occupation of indigenous land. They talk about pollution or climate change, racism, you know, diversity representation, dictatorships, like all these other things that come across the arcs that most people would think of as a passing thought are holding so much more meaning to the actual story overall. The reason why it is that long, because the arcs themselves are quite long, but in a sense they need to be, because you cannot have a full depth story with character development, plot, world building, and all these other elements to it without sufficient time and energy devoted to each arc. And when you think about a boy who's 17 years old leaving to sail across the world to find a treasure and no one knows where it is, of course it's going to take quite a long time. Honestly, once you get hooked onto it, you will fly through it. And another thing I didn't mention is the diversity in the show. One Piece is by far, and I've watched quite a bit of animes myself, has one of the best like representations of like all people in any anime. What I mean by that, there's diversity in terms of race, color, gender, literally everything you can think of. Now, it doesn't happen, you don't see it all in the first episode. It's gradual. Like, it gets better and better. And they really do take influence from a lot of modern cultures you see today, which is really interesting in that sense. So I feel like a lot of people can relate to One Piece just because it's fun, it's compelling, it has found family, there's banter between the characters. They're all individual in their own way. They all have their own dreams that they want to accomplish in the story, with some more traumatic pasts than the others. However, it makes for a really captivating story. So that's just my take on it. I hope you really do check it out. It is really worth it. Okay. Pretty much finished reading One Piece. And yeah, it's kind of hard to write mangas in particular just because it doesn't contain the whole breadth of the story. It's just the first couple chapters, but from what I read so far, it's really nostalgic. It's the beginning of the tale, so I have to give it 4. Is it amazing, out of this world, the best work of the book? No, because it's just the beginning. It's just getting to the point where it is starting to build up and like more plot is revealed, more characters, and especially the world is expanding in terms of, you know, what's going on and everything. And even the magic system behind. The magic system is like a really loose definition of magic in the world. It's more so like the different unique fantastical elements that are really incorporated into it. But overall, really, really solid read. I loved it. It's funny, one of the best things that I love about One Piece is just how comical it is. And the recent adaptation they're doing with Netflix that's going to be hopefully released soon. I'm excited for it, but I don't know, I don't have high expectations for it because adapting One Piece, it's not just the hype surrounding it, it's like the nature of the show. There's a lot of fantasy elements to it, certain, like with Luffy's abilities to stretch and like the lively action sequences coupled with, you know, the comical side of it. Like, it's really ridiculous at times, but that's what makes it really funny. The banter between the characters. I feel like that's what's gonna be missing from the show, but overall, I'm really excited for it. I did see like all the cast members, like their pictures. Honestly, they did a really good job with the casting so far. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.